With the 50th anniversary of the Head of the Charles underway, many are taking the opportunity to celebrate half a century of competition between the world's best rowing teams. Part of this celebration includes a 50th anniversary exhibit located next to the Brooks Brothers tent. The exhibit contains physical artifacts, multimedia presentations, and visual displays that focus on the progression of the event to its current state. It was created to provide old and new audiences alike with a no-cost journey into the past years of the world's biggest regatta.
For the exhibit, the idea was to create an exhibit that we could show everybody. It was open to the public. It was free. It was a way of celebrating the regatta without having to pay anything or being exclusive in any way.
Development of the exhibit took almost a year's worth of planning and execution.
It was an idea that I pitched to Fred Schock and Mason Cox at the Head of the Charles, and they were on board with it. And then in January, the board of directors of the Head of the Charles approved the idea. There was a budget for it, and then it kept on going since then. So it's been about a 10-month effort to compile the information and produce the whole thing.
The main section of the exhibit is a visual representation of the regatta from its early years until now, complete with a timeline of event milestones and their historical context.
There's a chart on the bottom which sort of marks each year and how many competitors there are and how many boats there are. And you can see how it grows from like 2 inches to almost 30 inches at the end. It's how the regatta has grown exponentially.
This visual display is supplemented with artifacts compiled from past regattas to symbolize the many contributors to the event that allow it to continue to grow. This includes a small shop selling merchandise from this year's milestone race intended to mimic the experience of a high-end store.
And we made these small little stands, vitrines that show the different artifacts, one for programs, one for sort of the volunteers and the credentials and everything that how it's evolved, one for the bow cards that has changed over the years, and then one for the course buoys, because a lot of the way that the course is set was developed here at the Head of the Charles. So.
The back of the exhibit explores the regatta through media, playing clips of the highly anticipated 50th anniversary documentary.
On the back of the exhibit, we wanted to sort of celebrate the racing portion of the regatta with large photographs of the different decades, and you can see how the river has changed, the equipment has changed, and a lot of the famous Olympians that have rowed when they were young are still rowing, and it sort of continues.
The contributors to the exhibit value most the interactive component and the way its audience learns the rich history of the Head of the Charles through an experience that feels personalized to them.
So I think the whole experience is actually what my favorite part is, and how people, as they come here, they discover different things and they're like, oh, that's really cool, or how they're attracted to it. I like to see how people react to the things. And then on the back, the movie sort of really brings some life to it.
From Cambridge, Massachusetts, this is Julia Gallardi.